Welcome to the High Vibe Soul Podcast, a space where we discuss personal growth, spirituality, motherhood, relationships, and shifting old paradigms so that you can live your most authentic, soul-aligned life. I'm your host, Lyndsey, and I founded the High Vibe Soul Company to empower women and support them in becoming their highest, brightest selves. From my light to yours, I am so grateful you're here. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit of a different format. I'm going to give you a taste of what it's like to be with me as a coach, to be with me at an event. I want you to listen to this episode when you have a little bit of time to sit down and reflect and journal. And at the end of the episode, we're going to do a guided meditation. So really make sure that you have the space for this one. If you've listened to my November energy update, you know that relationships of all kinds, including the one with ourselves, are going to be very much highlighted this month, as well as emotional release. A lot is coming up to come out this month. It's really important that we kind of move through the internal work this month because it's going to make a lot of space for us come December and 2026. So that is my intention for this episode, is just to help you release what's ready to be released and heal what's ready to be healed in terms of parenting as well as your partnership or a marriage. Nobody warns you when you become a parent and when you get married that it's all one big personal development journey. This is where the growth really happens. You can think that you've done so much work before you're in a long-term partnership or before you have a child, and you very well could have, but so much will come up after you have that child or after you get married or both, because relationships are a mirror. Children are little tiny mirrors. Marriage and children has a way of bringing up unhealed wounds, a way of triggering you like no other, a way of showing you all the parts of you that are not healed, a way of bringing up things from your childhood that you didn't even know were still living inside of you. It can be very, very healing for your childhood wounds to become a parent, but like I said, it can also be very, very triggering. So as we're talking about this, I'd love for you to journal and reflect. I'm going to give you some guided journaling prompts. Before I do, I want to mention that I have a mentorship called the Empowered Mother Mentorship. This is powerful. This is for the woman who's ready to transform. In this mentorship, you receive 4 Zoom sessions, and you can space this out. Most people like to do a total of 6 to 8 weeks. You receive unlimited Voxer voice and text support from me in between. You receive access to all of my guided meditations, affirmations, and courses. And every single mentorship is tailored to you as an individual, as a mother. But the way that it works is in session 1, it's really the foundation. We're really laying the groundwork by clarifying your personal needs, your goals, where you are now, where do you desire to be, uncovering your pain points, your energy drains, setting intention, understanding your daily practices. The second session I call clarity. This is where we identify all the limiting thoughts, beliefs, patterns, habits that aren't serving you. This is where we really get into the mindset work, the boundary work, belief rewiring. We can also dive into your unique, authentic signature through human design and numerology. Session 3, I really like to make an energy healing session, but that one can be whatever you need. And then session 4 is where we really bridge it all together. A lot of mothers come to me for burnout, nervous system regulation, moving through emotion, boundary setting, empowerment. A lot come to me also for the mindset piece, brain rewiring, mindset reprogramming, upgrading into your highest, brightest self. And then a lot of people come to me for other things like intuition development, clarity, finding their purpose, relationship, and really any type of healing. So now let's get into our mini session together today. I want to first discuss the parenting template that you were shown as a mother. For me, I'm a child of the 90s. my mom was a stay-at-home mom and my dad traveled a lot. So my mom did everything. My dad will tell you to this day, he never changed a diaper. He didn't do anything when it came to the home and the kids. It was my mom doing everything to the point of often burnout for her. And there was a saying that got ingrained in my energy where she would say, a father works from sun to sun, a mother's work is never done. And I really took that on as my parenting template. I decided with Hudson, I was going to quit my job. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom for as long as felt right. And that was going to be my job. And so I was going to do everything. And I was going to be super mom. And I was going to have the house be spotless and have a hot meal on the dinner table every night. And my husband didn't need to wake up with Hudson because I was going to take care of him. And I did everything to the point of burnout. And by the end of that first year, I had an autoimmune disorder. I could not continue that way. And I'm so grateful that happened my first year of motherhood. But that was my parenting template that I was shown, is that the father just works and the mother does everything else. And she's a martyr and she just gives so much of herself, probably very underappreciated. And that's just how it is. So what was the parenting template that you were shown? I'm going to continue with the questions, but please feel free to pause this episode as we go along. The next question I have, in terms of marriage, partnership, relationships, what was the relationship template you were shown? For me as a child, and for a lot of people who are in healing work, we've had difficult at times childhoods where difficult things happen throughout our lives that sparked us to go on our own healing journeys. There was a lot of criticism that I saw from one parent. There was a lot of outbursts and anger from that parent as well. A lot of big feelings, a lot of repressed feelings, a lot of not being able to handle having like a guard, a wall up. And then on the other side, I had my other parent was just amazing at empathy, really, really good at repairing. It was like black and white for me. I've shown very much what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So what was the template that you were shown from your family? And be really honest with yourself here. The next question I have for you is, what beliefs, phrases, stories have you carried into motherhood and marriage, consciously or unconsciously? Like I said, for me, it was that phrase my mom always said, that the woman does everything. There's been a lot of things that my husband has had to unravel, and I feel like we're still unraveling to some extent, even a decade into marriage, from his family as well. So this is the other piece of it that no one shares with you. Yes, you're going to do your part of healing, but they also have to do their part of healing. And then you have to come together in agreement on what you want your template to be. So what beliefs, patterns, phrases, stories have you carried into motherhood, consciously, unconsciously, and also your relationship? The next question I want you to think about is, what patterns, perhaps these are unconscious, are you repeating from your childhood in parenting? And what patterns are you repeating from your childhood in your partnership, your marriage, your relationships? This is something we're very much still unraveling as a couple on both sides. I know my husband's family, they have this pattern of running away when things get hard or sweeping things under the rug and just never moving through it. My family is complete opposite. I come from a family of manifestors in human design, all manifestors except for one of us. We talk to move the energy, and there's also a lot of anxiety on my side. We are the type of people where we can't sleep at night if we don't talk through it. My husband's family, total opposite. So merging that has been really interesting and something we're still working through. So what patterns are you repeating from childhood in parenting and in your relationships? My next question for you: what are you choosing to do differently in parenting and in your marriage or partnership? Something I've spoken about with my husband from the beginning, and he was in full agreement, is we are creating a new template of what parenting looks like, of what relationships look like, of what a family looks like. For me, I grew up in a kind of stricter environment, a bit more authoritarian. That was also very common in the 90s parenting. I mean, that whole phrase, because I said so. Why do we have to do this? Because I said so. And you just had to do it. And that sort of more fear-based parenting, usually from the paternal figure. So what are you choosing to do differently with your family, with your marriage? We are really creating a new template in our family where there is no martyrdom in motherhood for me. There is no absent or angry father who holds everything in. The father is very present, and the father is doing just as much as the mother on all levels. We are creating a conscious parenting template, a conscious family who really co-creates with their children. That's not to say our children run the show by any means, because we still have to be the leadership figures, but we are asking our kids' opinions and really just kind of co-creating this whole family dynamic together. So what are you choosing to do differently? And now looking at your childhood, what did you like? What did you not like? And this could be with parenting, this could be with your parents' marriage or relationships, it could be anything. But what do you wish could have looked differently in your childhood? And what did you actually really enjoy from your childhood? For me, something that I've carried in from my childhood is I was always playing outside in nature. My family is a big outdoor family. We were always playing outside in nature. My mom would have the best dance parties. I remember her turning on these huge speakers in our family room and just blasting the music, and we'd just be dancing around with my sisters and having so much fun. My mom just felt so light and bright, and she just felt so full of life and so free-spirited. She's also the ultimate nurturer, caregiver, just empath. And so I've really tried to take all the good things that my mother brought into motherhood and bring that into my legacy as a mother. So what did you love and what do you wish you could change? For me, something that might surprise you that I wish my parents had done differently is I wish my parents didn't do everything for us. And I'm so conscious of this now with my children. I give them little Montessori knife and cutting sets when they're like 2 years old because I just want them to start doing things at a young age. I wish that our parents had made us do chores and done things like laundry. I relied on my parents so much for so many things, even into my mid-20s when I had moved off to California. I was still calling them, crying, needing help with things that I should not be needing help with at the age of 25. I wish they had helped me just be more independent. I think it would have really grown my confidence. I wish they had helped me develop leadership skills and really pushed me to come out of my shell a little bit and try new things. I just had really low self-confidence as a child. I was really unsure of myself. Playing soccer really helped, but my confidence was really built all on their approval. I also wish uniqueness was encouraged over conformity and fitting in, and that mindfulness had been incorporated. There's so many things that I'm doing differently with my children now, but at the same time, this was all perfect because it all helped me become who I am. So how can you now heal these things that you wish your parents had done differently? How can you heal this by giving it to your child now? What does your new template look like for your child or children? And now I'm going to share a meditation on healing family patterns. It's very, very powerful. So I recommend listening to this whenever you can lay down and close your eyes and really drop in. And it will guide you through everything that you need. You can purchase it on my website. I'll link it below. And let me know what you thought about this reflective format. I could do this again if you like it. this little mini coaching session. I know I can't give you direct feedback, but again, if you would like that, you're welcome to schedule a coaching session or sign up for the Empowered Motherhood Mentorship, and we can go really deep and really transform together. And now let's get into the meditation. Find a comfortable seat, and we'll begin with our breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Hold it. Sigh everything out through your mouth. One more time. Now seal your lips. Take a deep inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it. Exhale through your nose for a count of 6. One more time. Take a deep inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it. Exhale through your nose for a count of 6. Think about some of the patterns and the cycles that you grew up with. Maybe it was mostly healthy and enjoyable. Maybe it wasn't. Either way, that's okay. You get to choose what you want to cultivate for your family. You get to create the ripple effect for generations to come. This is part of your purpose. Now think about a pattern or a cycle that you want to let go of. Maybe you've been repeating it yourself. Maybe you've been stressed about it or anxious about it, or fearful that you'll repeat exactly what your parents did. Maybe you've pushed it so far back in your subconscious, you're not even exactly sure what pattern or what cycle you need to break. That's okay too. Just take a moment to think about it. Let whatever arise. Now imagine gathering up these family patterns that have been going on for generations, that aren't so healthy and you wish to release. Gather them all up in front of you. And as you gather these all up, you notice they mold together into one big ball so that you can carry them. And as you begin to walk with all of these patterns and cycles that will be no more so soon, you notice nearby there's a fire, a bonfire, with a circle of stones around it. But it's not like any other fire you've ever seen before. This fire has shades of purple and lilac and lavender. You innately know it's the fire of transmutation. This is the fire that will change everything for generations to come along with you. You bring this giant ball of cycles and family patterns that need to be let go of, and you bring it over to the fire of transmutation. And as you gently drop it in, it burns brighter and stronger and bigger. You sit and you watch the fire for a little bit. And as you do, you notice something. With every cycle that's broken and burnt, it's transmuted into sparkly white light in the air. And you can feel it. It's beautiful, but you can also feel the energy of it. The energy is already shifting. And you can feel the joy that's to come. You can feel the immense love that you're going to instill in your children, and they'll pass down to their children and their children for generations to come. And as this glowing fire starts to die down, you feel such a peace. These old ways of being will not be repeated by you and your family. You are the cycle breaker. You are the pattern releaser. You are the leader that your family and your children need. And as the fire comes to a close, and you know it is done, your ancestors are cheering you on. Your future generations are sending you so much gratitude and love. It takes courage and strength to let go of ways that have been ingrained in you. And you're doing it. And maybe it's not perfect. Maybe you fall back. But you recognize it and you try again. And that's what matters. And that you're bold enough to create a new way of living for your children. You are amazing. You are creating a ripple effect for generations to come. And your children are so grateful and so proud of you. From my light to yours, in deepest gratitude, thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the High Vibe Soul podcast. Your support means the world to me, so if you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, subscribe, and share with a loved one. Sign up for my newsletter and receive 2 free high vibe meditations straight to your inbox. And for more ways to work with me, click the links in the show notes. I would love to hear from you, so send me a message on my Instagram at the.highvibe.soul, and I'll see you next time.